Hey, seventh grade, you guys are about to hear me talk really fast because I was like way through this video and it crashed on me at the end. And it doesn't seem to be synced up very well. I apologize for that. So, hopefully, it's not too bad on your end. Let's jump right in. Track practice began today. This is me filming on Monday afternoon. So if you're still interested in joining, please do so. It's a great sport, great chance to participate for really anybody, advanced athletes, beginners, whatever it is, and good chance for you to stay active in the spring. For you Spirit of the Falls people, Tuesday night is your concert. Can't wait for that. Break a leg. It's going to be good. If you get a chance, the Sources of Strength campaign number 2 display in the library is almost done. There's some people who have worked really hard to get it all put up. I think I was supposed to help, but I'm a slacker, but they picked up the slack for me. And I want you to remember, as cool as that looks, the meaning behind it, that every single person that walks in here should feel like they truly do belong to some group, and that no matter our differences, we all have a home here. Okay. And then after this week, spring break. You guys deserve it. It's going to be good. Great job so far on Pride Week. So happy. No, I'm not happy. I'm not saying I want the eighth grade to lose, but I don't, guys. But I'm happy for you. You're off to a good start. And sometimes people that win too much, they do get a little bit cocky. So let's see if we can take them down. So good job on Roots Pride. I know that's sometimes a hard one to find, but some of you guys did great. And your scavenger hunt team, they happen to have a new WTMS scavenger hunt record for the fastest time. Granted, today was the first time we've ever done this, so it's not that hard to get a record, but still, first place, and that helps you get off to a one-day lead. Good job, but you got to keep it going. Don't get cocky. We need to all be in our jammies tomorrow to have a celebration of the fact that we just need to chill a little bit during these crazy times. Okay, remember to actually wear something different, not just your normal stuff, or we may not count you. And then we need some dancers that help keep your streak going in terms of lunchtime contests. Wednesday, rep your favorite crew, your favorite team, your favorite band, whatever. Show off your fan pride. We're going to have some singers doing some karaoke. And then Thursday, we'll be wearing our new shirts that just are here in the school. We're going to start distributing them to your homeroom teacher soon. They look good. And then we'll have a sports skills challenge. And that's it, guys. We'll tally them up Thursday. Like I said, you're off to a great start. We shall see how it ends up. But I like some of the enthusiasm from the seventh grade too. Appreciate that. Back to our our second step lessons. We've been talking in Unit 4 about managing relationships and peer conflicts. Last week we focused on, before we talked about what can make conflicts escalate, how to avoid that. Well, one of those ways is just you and your emotionality, and maybe your response could lead to an escalation. So what can you do to avoid that? Well, try one of these strategies. Walk away, count, maybe even count backwards. Be mindful of your breathing, reframe any unhelpful thoughts, and then use positive self-talk. And we can avoid this situation where even if somebody else started it, I know plenty of situations where like, well, they started it, but you're the escalator, okay, because of your emotional response. So 4.4, today's lesson is about conflicts and perspectives. Should be good to talk about. Let's switch over to our second step lesson, and which is right here. In this lesson, we'll learn how to listen to and consider someone else's. And there's supposed to be something right there. Pictures. And can we get that out of the way? Thank you. In this lesson, we'll learn how to listen to and consider someone else's perspective during conflict. There is a picture there. I don't know why there isn't. So, making a snap judgment. You take a look at this picture. What do you think this person is about to do? What do you think her intentions are? Let's look here. Does she look angry? Maybe that's a snap judgment. What do you think this person is about to do? Yell at someone, possibly punch them. Doesn't look good, right? Okay, so that's a snap judgment, though. Could be accurate, could not. So let's define some things here, shall we? Starting with perspective. There's a difference between perspective and perspective taking. Perspective is what we call paradigm, how someone thinks or feels about something based on personal experience or preference, okay? And we all have paradigms about all sorts of things. Perspective taking is the process of being able to identify and understand another person's feelings, thoughts, needs, and wants. And we've talked enough about kindness to know that empathy, the ability to take perspective of somebody else and feel what they may be feeling and acting accordingly on that empathy is just so important. As is what? Habit 5? Yeah. Listen first, talk second, or seek first to understand, or then to be understood. Very, very important life skill. Got to have that. Jumping to conclusions is never a good idea. So, speaking of that, here's some scenarios. Frankie is leaving the girls' bathroom when she hears Roy say her name down the hall, and all his friends start to do their teenage boy laugh. Ha ha ha. Frankie's really upset. Why are they laughing at me? She thinks. Must be making fun of me. So, how can she avoid jumping to conclusions? Well, manage her emotions, stop and think, get more info, ask direct questions about the other's perspective. That's important. Why did you do that? Okay, what were you thinking at the time? Often people just assume bad intentions, which is bad in life. Assume best intentions. Their actual perspective could have been Roy told his friends he was thinking of asking Frankie to the upcoming dance. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Roy's friends were laughing at him because they didn't think he would have the nerve to ask her. You never know. Okay, that's the danger with jumping to conclusions. So watch yourself on that situation. How can we avoid it? Well, don't get so angry at first. Stop for a second. Are there other possibilities? Get more info. And if you can't get more info, you can always say to other people, "Why were you laughing?" But maybe just go to him if you feel comfortable with that. Other scenarios. Last week, Dennis didn't log on. He texted Andre to say he was busy though. He did the same this week, but didn't text. Andre waited online for him for 15 minutes. I wonder what game they're playing. Mm-hmm. He's blowing me off. He thinks he doesn't want to play with me anymore and doesn't have the courage to tell me. Andre sends Dennis an angry text message. Uh-oh. So, could we reframe the unhelpful thought? I have no idea what's going on with him, which is the truth. Maybe he's busy again. This is the first time he hasn't texted me. That's a really big reframe, okay? And then it's no big deal. I know he likes playing with me. Those are all ways to reframe your unhelpful thoughts. Positive self-talk. We've been friends for a long time. We have a lot of fun together. We've been really committed to playing to each other. So, like those strategies, avoid the escalation. Maybe you think about what they're thinking. In this scenario involving others, Brian's friends all got good grades in math this semester, but Brian's grade was much lower than he expected. I love this scenario because it happens in school quite a bit. He's really upset and starts telling others that he got a low grade because his teacher doesn't like him. Heard that one before. How could Brian reframe his unhelpful thoughts, assume positive intentions, and use positive self-talk? Let's see, what kind of unhelpful thoughts is he having? Teacher doesn't like him. How do we reframe that? Okay. Maybe the grade has something to do with his own effort or his own unwillingness to ask for or help in class. Assume positive intentions. Man, I know all the teachers here and many teachers in other places, and they got into this business for a reason, and that was to help kids. And they certainly don't become millionaires for it. But I would just assume that they're trying to help. And I taught for 11 years. I don't remember ever giving somebody a grade just because I didn't like them. And we like to remind them that teachers, we don't give you grades, you earn them. And then positive self-talk. Remember, grades are temporary, and that's a trimester, and maybe you could do better. So all sorts of options for how you could take perspectives on other people. Think of a time when you were involved in a conflict and listen to the other person's perspective. How did listening to them change your own perspective on the conflict? How could you have listened to their perspective before the conflict escalated? You know what? When I tried to think about this earlier when I first saw it, I couldn't think of my own, which I'm sure hopefully it's happened. But I thought of a time when someone did that for me, that they were frustrated with me and they gave me a chance to explain myself. And almost instantly they said, okay, I get your perspective. And that was the end of it. And I think that makes me sad that I can't think of a time when I did that for somebody else. Okay. So especially when they're your friends and you know them and they're people maybe you've went to school with for a while or they're family members, give them time. Okay. Give them time to explain themselves. We're going to go through one more slide, possibly here. I just want to have a quote to end on. It's from my favorite book, one of my favorite book characters. This is my oldest son, Sawyer's middle name comes from this character. And Atticus Finch tells his daughter in the book To Kill a Mockingbird, you never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb into his skin and walk around in it. Sometimes people do stuff that you just don't get. Oh, I would never do that. But maybe you don't have their perspectives, their paradigms. They haven't lived their life. Okay. When you take a second and listen before you judge, life can be a lot easier. That's pretty good. Listen before you judge. Okay. And consider their point of view. And maybe that will lead to a de escalation in conflict and just a happier life for sure. So thanks for listening, guys. I'm glad I got through it on the second take. This is a pretty short one, which is good. I'm sure you're okay with that. So have a great day. Hope to see you in person. Let's see if you guys can keep that streak going in terms of winning Pride Week. Great.